Probably, I think Indian Space Research Organization is in a very big news recently. I think all of you agree with me. Somebody said ISRO has put India not only the global map but on the moon. Rather than talking something about the individual, I thought we should talk about the country, we should talk about the organization, we should talk about the department, which played a vital role in placing India in a big overall map. The Indian Space Research Organization is a proud of the country. And of course, recently India has played a big role in IT revolution. But next to that one, I should say, which is the next greatest achievement that we have done, is putting Chandrayaan 3 near the South Pole of the. Let us talk something about how these achievements have happened, what is the effort behind it, and who are the main players, what was the culture. That's why I have chosen the ISRO's Indian space culture. Many of the organizations, in fact, many of the institutes, wherever I go, they ask what is the secret of energy within the ISRO community. I can go back a little bit. He's the guy, Vikram Sarabhai, who hailed from a very richest family, industry family, located in Ahmedabad. When he went abroad for studies during the Second World War, he was pulled back because of the normally patients will have some cancer. And he dreamt the space. Of course, a history went on because he moved to IIC Bangalore. He happened to meet Homi J. Baba, then Bhattagar, Sir C.V. Raman, such kind of eminent people to get to know. But he dreamt the space is only the option to reach out to the mass people. Because broadcasting is one, the TVs and whatever this thing is, if you wanted to reach mass level people, the broadcasting is only the method. Believe me, in 1947, when he started thinking about the space, he has developed his own laboratory in his house that's called retreat. So informal the mechanism used to be, how actually research started in. This is the time, I should say, OPJ Baba, Sir C.V. Raman, and S.S. Bhattagar. These histories, we know the Puranas. We know Ramayana, Mahabharata. We know so many foreign scientists. Please get to know that the effort that has been put in by these scientists to make India great. Immediately after independence, India, Britishers ruined the country, I should say, plundering the entire wealth from the nation, whatever the dimension that you take. But at that time, poverty, lack of resources, these were the talk of the town. Energy, nothing was there. Dams, no dams. Maybe even some dams were there. How actually managing the resources? At that time, they dreamt how actually to build the nation. One guy who is working about the nuclear physics, another guy who is working about the how actually CSR and research work has to happen under the esteemed leadership of Sir C.V. Raman. A small fishing hamlet has been found to start the Indian space program. How it started? He just dreamt he went to do some research in cosmic rays. He found magnetic equator is the right place that falls in the Thumba region, that is Trivandrum region, right now. And when he is gone, entire fishing hamlet were there, or the fishermen were there. They cannot be driven out. He found a way how to convince them. He went into church and he somehow got friendship with the father. That father influenced. See how actually the system, if you have a will, you can win the race. He has influenced the father, influenced the community, got that land out, driven them to a safe location, and started the program. That was the first launch pad, I should say, Thumba Equatorial Launch Complex, which is in 1963. Then it's not enough. At that time, we don't have capability. Then he has pulled all the resources from other national space agencies, like USA, like Japan, JAXA, like ESA, European Space Agency, CABES. And it started lots of scientific programs. And India Pati is incidentally the first rocket that was flown, which is marked as a startup or starting date of the Indian space program. You just see how actually Abdul Kalam, a president of India, designate, how he is just sitting and doing with his own hands. That is the culture which we should nurture. And when it such kind of programs were happening, all these things, it has become a some kind of top of the town, how actually the space program is getting promoted, etc. etc. The days were there when the bullet carts were used for transporting, for testing the satellites. How system you got? This is the culture one has to learn that if every resource is provided for everybody, achieving something is not great. When nothing is there, when you achieve the same thing, this is the perfect example of Chandrayaan. Some of the guys, when we go and interact with the students, some of the guys ask, how come when USA and other national space agencies lift the payload to moon within 7 days, why India has taken 45 days? With all the limited resources, we have reached a goal. When Luna 25 failed, when Odysseus failed, when JAXA, these are all fairly good national space agencies having huge amount of resources, But India landed in the South Pole very safely and carried out the research of 14 days without fail. Never, because we were late, but we are latest. That is the message I think we should take. With the so less cost, maybe I should say 1/10 of the cost, we have achieved. The same case with Mars. Mars orbiter mission, when it has gone, it has flown more than 60 crore kilometers. When first it appeared, behind the sun it has to go, to cover the Mars orbit, catch the Mars orbit. And couple of months, we never know whether the spacecraft is around the orbit or it went into the deep space. After a couple of months, in the first appearance itself, we could select the signal and track to the satellite. It is not joke. It is not joke. If you go to your kitchen, if you are looking for your mobile, you never get signal. When hardly the tower is away from your house within 1 kilometer. Just imagine 60 crore kilometers where this spacecraft has gone. Still, you pick up the satellite signal. It is the marvel, the Indian culture, the jugaad system, what we have in the space, adopted by the space agencies for a successful achievement. After Vikram Sarabhai era, 1970, all of a sudden he demised. Then later, Havan has taken over the Indian space program batter. This guy is a very crazy guy. He is a professor. He was a director of the Indian Space Research Organization. IISc. At that time, he was taking over. Madam Gandhi requested him to take over. Of course, there was a story. In fact, Professor M.G.K. Menon, when I was traveling with him in the car, he narrated the story personally to me. Because when Baba expired, Menon was in DAE. Of course, Vikram Sarabhai was also in DAE. When Vikram Sarabhai expired, Menon was asked to take over the ISRO's, let us say, back. Then Menon sir was telling, no, I am not the correct person. There is a guy, aerospace guy, who is in IISc. He was in sabbatical to Caltech. He will come and do. Then he said, okay, it's your job to bring him and convince him and put him on the job. Then when this guy came, he's a very fantastic, handsome person, not like scientists like me with Dadi and blonde head. Okay? He's a very handsome guy. And he said, I don't want to leave ISC. And I have to establish the Indian Space Organization next to my door. If you agree, anybody would be there to give a counter offer like this. But government has agreed. That is the reason many people ask, how come when all the departments are having headquarters in Delhi, how come Indian Space Research Organization has got headquarters in Bangalore? That is the reason government has agreed. Since then, the headquarters has been in Bangalore. And this guy is a very, pragmatic leader, I should say. Vikram Sarabhai was totally an informal leader. He is a very formal leader. See, these are the messages that we have to take from these success stories. One Vikram Sarabhai, I tell you one story. Vikram Sarabhai, when he was asked to, let us say, get some resources from Australia at the time, he sent a team. I think one of the Aravabadan who has seen assembling some rocket along with the Dr. Kalam was the guy Aka Aravabadan. In fact, Aravabadan personally told me this story. Of course, in his book also he has written. They were going to Australia. They have to bid. They have to take a check. At the time, RBI only can issue that much check for bidding the electronic equipment. When they have gone to Delhi, when they approached RBI authorities, is that hell with you? Who are you? Hell with you. Don't ask such kind of foreign exchange. Then these fellows came back and called Sarabhai. Look, there is a problem. Then he said, be there, don't move. In another 5 minutes time, the guy who driven them out, he came running and said, sir, please come in, please come in, please come in. Within 10 minutes at that time, hardly communication was there, hardly any kind of, that is, the telephones or mobiles were there. He ran up to the highest authority, finance minister, or rather Madam Gandhi. He instructed the finance minister instructed the RBI governor instructed him, please do the needful. They are the scientists. This is the level of pattern a scientific community enjoyed in the country of It is not the bureaucrat. It is not the IAS officer. It is not anybody else. It is the scientific community that has created Indian Space Research Organization. That is the culture we are living in. That's why we are proud to be the part of the Indian Space Research. A church building, a place where second vehicle assembly building happened to be, I was the in charge of this facility, which in a record time we have realized that this in just 100 kilometers north of Yuan in Srinagar. The building is, church building, you can know, is a small building, maybe 12-meter height or something like that, but of course 8-meter elevation. This building is 104 meters height, 46-meter deep, where we have grown from a building of church to a building of 104 meters height, just 1 kilometer from the seashore. A pencil rocket, SLV, hardly how much, 20 meters or so, or not even 12 meters or so. The rocket, mighty rocket, India's Bahubali, 43 meter, which will lift 6 and say 4 class payloads, which weighs 650 tons dry mass. So this, how these achievements have happened over a period of less than 50 years. This is the commitment our scientists have. I'll tell you some of the things, how the commitment within ISRO exists. There used to be usually campaign. Campaigns were what we call as all the achievements will be mission mode achievements. Campaigns will be there, whether it is a launch campaign or casting campaign or assembly campaign, something like that. When we go to office, 24 to 30 hours, we don't even change the, let's say, the first seat. 24 to 30 hours. Forget about sleep, forget about food. And it happens almost one day in each and every week. When we go to launch campaign, 72 hours, a person will be sitting in front of the console and monitor. He won't change. Probably, I think this culture is not there even in any private organization. Any kind of vertical organization, I don't see this particular culture. The warmness. This organization belongs to me. I have a personal commitment to the organization. I have to deliver this particular responsibility given to me. I am authorized to take any decisions. This is what the culture within ISRO, which takes any kind of, let us say, challenge and meet any expectation across all the domains. Of course, I need not have to explain about Chandrayaan. How many of you, I do not know, watch it with Chandrayaan 3. I just want to share the emotions. Yes, I could see some of the raising hands. I could see, especially when Chandrayaan 2 was there, which is a very enthusiastic, say. We were there in the console, in the control room, maybe just behind the control room in the enclosures. We were watching. It's supposed to take the vertical velocity down and horizontal velocity because we call it as braking. And when the velocity was coming down, it was showing some indications because it is not that sitting in a joystick and you are operating the spacecraft in the moon. These are pre-loaded kind of programs, autonomous way of landing the spacecraft into a designated place with all types of fault modes that has been anticipated, embedded, and programmed. So nothing is in our hand. Nothing was in our hand. All of a sudden, something has happened. We lost the data because the data has to come, take some time, to reach the control room. We lost the data. There was a pin drop silence. After that, we came to know that yes, mission was not successful. Somewhere, later, some people they said that crash landed, that landed, and we waited. But we have achieved. First step is reaching to the moon. Even though after 60 years, reaching to the moon itself is the greatest achievement, I should say. We have understood the dynamics of, that is, entering into the lunar trajectory, crossing the trajectory, entering into the lunar orbits, and breaking it, coming from 300 kilometers to 100 kilometers to 30 kilometers to ultimately landing spot. But Chandrayaan 3, that's what always our chairman used to say. Chandrayaan 2 was designed for a success, whereas Chandrayaan 3 was designed for a failure. That's what the life, anybody, if you want to achieve something, please have do's and don'ts and estimate the negative aspect of it more than the positive aspect of it. This is a lesson for any, whether it is your personal life or professional life or Disha was telling about the cricket. If it may be a target you have to reach, please have an assessment on the negative side of it. If you prepare for the worst, obviously you will achieve. In the Chandrayaan 3, when such kind of design was there, we were all inside the control room. We were watching it. Some vertical breakdown has to happen. Velocity has to come out. And 4 meters per second it has to achieve. That's perfectly approaching the landing site. At exactly, I should say, I think 80 meters or so, where it has come to the 4 meters per second because the spacecraft can safely land with 4 meters per second speed. We have declared that mission is successful. Many of you probably will think outside people, definitely some delay will be there. You will not come to know. So that was the end. Even I should say, our chairman has announced well before, if I am correct reading the newspapers, whatever it happens, we will land on the moon. See the confidence level an Indian scientist has got on his mission and on his design and on his, let us say, on the test. He said, whatever happens, even Indian fails, we will land. Just make a comparison because it is a lesson for many people who says that we are second. No, we are not second. We are second to none, I should say, in the technology. And obviously, space is making such kind of thing. Then what to do? This is a successful mission, next successful mission. So what to do? We have to reach out these success stories to the peoples who do not know. Probably how many of you would have got exposed to the internal environment of Indian Space Research Organization. Amazing things were there. Even when I was considering that particular building, I used to go to the site maybe midnight, 12 o'clock. I get a call. Some poor is there. You please come. Some issues are there. When I go to the site, they say, sir, this problem is there. That problem is there. Rivers are not getting aligned. This cement is not available. Some rebars are something not getting inked, and there is no space for such kind of. See, I'm a mechanical guy with industrial engineering background, but I have nurtured civil engineering, extreme civil engineering. Extreme civil engineering in the sense, the piles what we have driven for that site in an area of 50 meter by 70 meter, 364 piles we have driven up 1 meter dia. Probably, I think if you have, I have not shown the photos. If I can show the photos, you don't have even place to stand. 46 meter deep, not feet, 46 meter deep piles were driven below the ground to make the foundation. And such kind of gigantic works requires huge amount of decision. Decisions are associated with risks. You can't say that look, I'm a government employee. I'll go to my boss and take permission and come back and give you. No, it's not possible. In a situation, you have to take the decision right on the spot, and with that decision, you have to stand by the decision. So these are all the success stories, I should say. A scientist with extreme engineering, he will face when he is going through all these project management techniques. And especially the outreach. The very important thing is ISRO's outreach has hit the rooftop. We have to tell the stories to the students to motivate them, not only to motivate them, to encourage them to pursue the scientific careers and motivate their, let's say, brothers and sisters and youngsters to pursue especially science and technology because that is very important for our country. Now the situation is India is literally fighting or competing with advanced nations. We are at fourth at the GDP level. The government has already put a very heavy target in front of us to become third economic country in the world. How that is possible? You have to have mental strength. Each one of you have to become a cottage industry. Be it called a startup, be it a research foundation, be it is an NGO, or be it a entrepreneur, we don't know. But the entire manufacturing, entire let us say the research, the innovation, the creativity has to be your house for the next years. The day is not very far. So we take that liberty in reaching to our students. You can see we organize the conferences, we organize outreach events. The amount of people, this is the gallery, what I should say, when we watch the launch, 10,000 students and 10,000 people will come and watch the launch. The proudness, the belongingness, where Bharat Mahal, how you will get it in such a kind of episodes, in such a kind of listening to such kind of success stories, listening to such kind of monumental what is being done by the Indian scientists. I think this is the way forward. Each and every person has to acknowledge the achievements, what we have done in the past. Not only achievements, see, self-praising will not lead anything. You have to work for it. You have to put your own roadmap for achieving that. Individual achievements, yes, I agree with you. The individual achievements only gets the satisfaction for the individual, but organizational achievements, departmental achievements, your local community achievements will play a big role for the nation building. So one has to understand this particular concept, how to collectively grow rather than individual growth. Take the people, there is a startup culture. If it is your entrepreneur, you will invest something, you do the business and you will get it. But individual thing is only an individual approach. If collective target, collective thinking, collective working is there, the nations will be built. The ISRO is the best example for that one. I hope that everybody will adopt this particular culture and take the India to the more or beyond and beyond. Thank you.